everybody, I am Cardinal here in West Covina with Infinity Roller Derby, and this is
Smashley Wild.
Smashley Wild. So, I think they chose me for this gig because I have no idea what roller derby is or why it's a sport. I know you guys wear roller skates.
Yes.
But what is roller derby?
Roller derby as a whole is a full contact, all-female sport with 5 people going up against 5 people and trying to win the game.
Is there a ball?
No, there's no ball.
Is there a racket?
No, no racket.
A bat?
No bats. Although baseball bats would make it kind of fun.
Is there a puck?
No pucks.
So what's the sport?
The sport is basically an endurance type sport. So if you kind of like take hockey and football and you put them together, roller derby is like the love child of those two sports put together. But there's no ball. In fact, if you ever watch a game, you look for the person who has a star on the side of their helmet, they're the ball.
Well, what does the star signify?
The star signifies that individual is a jammer, which means they are the, I know, right?
What's a jammer?
Jammer is the star wearer. The jammer is the person who gets all the points. They're the person who, if they come out in front of everyone first, they have the chance to call the game, essentially. They're the shot caller.
Okay, let's back up for a second.
Okay.
How do you score a point?
By passing the hips of the opposing team's members.
Passing the hips?
Yes.
The hips?
The hips.
Like the thing that's on the front of the butt?
Yes.
The hips?
Yes.
Pass... What now?
So basically what happens when you're playing roller derby, obviously the point of the game is to win.
Okay.
Most points at the end of the game wins the game.
Okay.
So what happens is jammer tries to skate their way through the pack. So these are my 4 opposing players and this is my jammer. So she's tossing for space, trying to get through, and then she gets past these people and she gets 4 points because she passed each one of these people's hips.
Okay. So now, how do the 4 opposing people stop her from getting through?
They stop her from getting through using legal body hits, positionally blocking the person, so I'm not actually hitting you, but I'm using my body to stop you, and then just kind of getting in their way and making sure they're not getting past anybody.
That sounds kind of painful.
No, not at all.
No? Do you guys wear pads?
Yes, we do actually. We, per our rule set, we have to wear full gear, which includes a helmet, a mouth guard, wrist guards, elbow pads, knee pads, and then obviously the quad roller skates.
So that sounds like less padding than in football, right?
A little bit less padding than in football. So kind of like rugby and hockey had a love child.
Okay. How did you get into roller derby? Why you just wake up one day and go, gosh?
Well, you know, as a whole, like, I've always known about roller derby. It's always kind of been in the back of my head. And I've always wanted to do it, just didn't know how to find a team. And then one day I had a friend of mine who said, hey, I found this flyer for roller derby team, let's go check it out. And we were at the next practice. So for me, it was really like, yeah, let's go do the thing.
Interesting. So what's the age range then of the players? Average?
In our particular team, it could be anyone from the ages of 18 all the way to 48. And some leagues have people who are well into their 60s still playing derby. As long as you're athletically fit and you're willing to take on the brutality of this sport, you can do it.
Okay, so how dangerous is it?
Not as dangerous as people think. Like, yes, it is still a full contact sport. You are physically hitting your body with someone else, but you learn how to do it safely and in a controlled environment. So it's not half as scary as everyone thinks it is. Do injuries happen? Yes, it is a full contact sport. I'm not gonna lie about that. Just like football, rugby, soccer, it happens. Things happen, but it's not as brutal and as unsafe as people think it is.
Have you ever had any injuries?
Sprained ankle once or twice, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious.
Bruises, cuts?
Bruises, surprisingly, when you first start off, you end up finding all these bruises. Like, you're at home, like, oh, where did these all come from? You're finding all these weird bruises in your body. But the more you do the sport, the less you bruise.
How long did it take you before you stopped bruising?
A couple months.
Oh, it's quick.
Yeah.
How often do you practice?
Our particular league has 2 dedicated practices a week, and then we have a 3rd practice, which we call clinic practice. So some people do 3 times a week, some people just do 2 times a week.
Okay, so what's a clinic practice?
Clinic practice is a skills-specific practice. So it's one day we just work simply on learning how to do transition stops, learning how to do snowplow stops. And so a clinic is a skill-specific practice, which is optional.
Now, do you do drills? How do you condition yourself for this sort of thing?
You do a lot of endurance first and foremost, because if you think about this game, It's played in a full 1 hour bout, which is the game. And then within that bout, you have 2 half-hour sections where you're playing the game. And within that half-hour section, each segment of the game is broken down to 2 minutes, which is called a jam. So, I know it's so much.
You got your bouts and your jams and your jammer with the stars.
Yes.
And your snow plows.
Yes.
And your transition stops. No puck, no ball.
No puck, no ball.
Just a few pads.
To condition yourself for the sport, you have to build up a lot of cardio endurance, and you have to build up a lot of strength. Because surprisingly, when you're sitting here and you're one individual pushing on 4 other girls who are trying to stop you from getting past them, it takes a lot of core strength, a lot of leg strength, a lot of calf strength, and just general upper body strength.
And
it is
you're
a
on
full
wheels.
body sport.
So, I mean, you've got no traction.
You do, surprisingly.
How?
So there's, you could use toe stop work. So you'll see
Okay.
some of the girls have like these really big honking toe stops that give them some traction. So they use those in their little tippy toes and push that wall. Or you have other girls who use, on the skates, there's a section called edges. So you'll see them actually turn their foot sideways and use that to push off.
So
There's technique in the way you skate.
okay.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of endurance. It's a lot of mentally preparing yourself for it because it is a mentally tough game. And then just learning the camaraderie and all the derby magic with your other teammates.
Derby magic?
It's like reading the mind of the other people on the track, and these things happen. Like I can look at you and you know exactly what I'm saying without having to say it. It's that kind of magic that happens. And when it does click and it happens, it is fantastic.
So there's 5 people on a team?
Yes.
And all 5 people play every jam?
No.
Okay.
So generally a team is comprised up to 20 people, and then on game day you have a full roster of 14 plus 2 alternate players. The alternate players are people who are still qualified to play, but for some reason they just weren't there yet. But if something were to happen to one of the other 14, they would fill their spot.
Now, how does one qualify to play roller derby?
One, you gotta know the rules. This league plays by the WIFTA, the Women's Flat Track Derby Association rule set.
Which are?
Really long.
Short version.
There's a big book and website on it, but short version is don't be rude, don't purposely hit people, don't hit the illegal target zone, so nothing above the shoulders, nothing below the knees, and nothing hitting directly on the spine. That's the gist of it, just to keep gameplay safe for everybody involved.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other things that go into that make the game a little more complicated, but that's the gist.
Can you give me one example?
So if you have the engagement zone, which is 40 feet between the foremost player and the rearmost player, but then this person goes out, then they're out of play, and if they don't return back into the engagement zone, they go to the penalty box for breaking the rule.
There's a penalty box?
Yes, there's a penalty box.
I didn't know there was a penalty box.
If for some reason you do an illegal action, like you're coming through the pack and I hit you with my elbow, it's going to be called a forearm penalty, and then I have to go sit in the box for 30 seconds because I did a bad thing.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Which is a long time during a jam, which
It
is
is.
only 2 minutes.
It is.
Right.
It's forever.
That's a quarter of the jam.
It is. And then if the jam ends early because something happened, now you have to sit there for even longer while the next jam starts, and the next jam starts one person short because you're in the box.
Oh. Now, why would a jam end early?
Well, what happens is earlier how I was talking about the 4 blockers and the 1 jammer trying to get through. So basically what happens, there's 2 jammers, and they're both fighting to get through this pack. So this jammer got through first. She's declared what's called the lead jammer. The lead jammer is the individual who's allowed to call off the game.
What does that mean?
So basically, I don't want the other team to score points, so I'd rather take no points than try to get that other team to score points. So if
Okay.
you're skating through and she's right on your heels, you're going to call that jam off before she gets past you or through the pack, so that way she doesn't get points, because no points is still winning.
So the penalty box
Okay.
is there for 30 seconds.
Yes.
And then do you have to wear a cap on your head or?
No, basically, you have people behind you who time your penalty, and they'll just tell you, based on your time's up, and when that happens, you're allowed to go back to gameplay.
But you do wear something on your head.
You do wear a helmet.
You wear panties on your head?
Oh,
is
yes,
that?
panties.
Okay, so somebody please explain to me why you have panties on your head.
Okay. I don't know where the term panties came from.
I
It's
can only
just-
imagine.
I know. It's just something that there's these fabric covers that 2 individuals from each team will wear.
The jammers?
Yes. So the jammers from each team will have one panty on. It's just basically a helmet cover. And then there's another individual on the track called a pivot, and they have a stripe on their helmet cover.
And what does the pivot do?
The pivot essentially is the individual who controls the pack as a whole. Basically, they also help call the shots and decide what's going to happen, where the jammer's going to go. And in the one occasion where the jammer's just stuck behind that pack, she can actually take that panty off and hand it to her pivot, and then now the pivot becomes the jammer.
Pivot becomes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the pivot is almost like your secondary jammer if that first jammer gets in trouble.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
So this seems like a sport where size would matter.
Not really.
No.
No, I mean, you can look at any team and yeah, you have majority of people who are the same body type, body size, but as long as you're willing and able, you can be 4 foot nothing and weigh 90 pounds with rocks in your pocket and we'll accept you. You can be 6'10", which is a really tall person, and weigh 500 pounds, but if you're willing to skate and do what you need to do to be on a team, they'll accept you. The roller derby is a sport for everybody. So it's not just the athletic, it's not just the super jock type. You can be the band geek, you can be the drama nerd, you can be the person who plays with swords in your backyard, and we'll still accept you because those unique things that you bring to the field just make the team more unique.
So what do people who join roller derby have in common?
Very independent people. So that's just one of the things that's about this whole sport. It started off as a DIY movement, which takes a lot of tenacity, a lot of ambition, and a lot of independence to do it. And people who join the sport tend to be that same way.
How does roller derby give back?
So different leagues give back to different ways. Our particular league, what we love to do is volunteer in the communities that we help. So whether there's a situation where first responders need food or water because they're fighting this giant complex fire in the San Gabriel Valley Mountains, because the San Gabriel Mountains are in our backyard, so it affects us as well as the community. So one of the things that we did was we started a food drive for energy bars, granola bars, fruit snacks, beef jerky, like things to help sustain the firefighters, including waters and Gatorades and things like that.
Yeah.
So they would stay up there, do their job, and not have to worry about coming down the hill to get food.
Yeah.
So we took food to them. And then a couple other things we did recently, there was a giant event put on by Metro called 626 Golden Roads. So we helped volunteer for that in our city because we want to make a presence in our city, we want people to see us.
Well, what is that?
626 Golden Roads was this giant thing that Metro put on where they closed down basically 18 miles of street so people can go on non-motorized transportation to skate and explore their city. So but it takes a massive volunteer army to put that on. So we're like, sign us up, we're gonna do that. Because it's our city too, so we wanna help out, we wanna make our presence known and just show that we're not...
Did you show up in skates?
Yeah, of course. Why would you not show up in skates?
Because I wouldn't be able to move.
Right. But I mean, everyone shows up. Like we have people on bikes, people on scooters, people on skates, people on weird unicycles. Like you see some crazy stuff at these events, but it was one of those things for us, like we wanted to show our support for our community and help out people who are doing things in our community to make it better.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So we do a lot of outreach. We definitely pride ourselves in our outreach events. So and there's always something going on with our league outreach wise.
Always.
Always.
Well, my next question was how often do you get to do outreach? But now it's always.
Basically every month we have something going on to every other month. If we're not doing a fundraiser, we're doing an outreach event. If it's not an outreach event, we're helping someplace else.
Now, if somebody wanted to contact you for assistance with their fundraiser or whatever, could they do that?
Yeah, definitely.
How would they get a hold of you?
If they wanted to get a hold of us for a volunteer or an outreach opportunity like that, they would go to our website, which is infinityrollerderby.com.
Infinityrollerderby.com.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, but it makes sense. And we actually have an outreach department. So you'd email that individual and say, hey, I want you guys to help me with Tough Mudder or something, or whatever it happens to be, or on Facebook or Instagram, you can reach us as well. But you can say like, hey, I need help with this event, give us some details, tell us how many people you need, when the event's happening, and we can say like, yeah, we're open that day, we'll be there.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Well, Smash, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, you want to get some skates?
Yes.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay. awesome.
You did fantastic. When was the last time you went skating?
I've never skated before.
Really?
Yeah, that was my first time.
You did amazing.
Do I have helmet head?
A little bit, but it's okay. Helmet head is highly acceptable.
Okay. All right. I wear my helmet head with helmet pride.
Cool. So any last questions about anything? How to join the team?
I would like to know
Okay.
how to join the team.
All right. So if you want to join the team, you send an email to recruitment@infinityrollerderby.com.
Recruitment@infinityrollerderby.com.
Correct.
Okay.
And you can find that on our website again. And then just let us know, hey, I want to join the team, and we'll send you an information packet about what you need, what we expect from you, where to meet us, what time, what day, all that information.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook?
So yeah, you can find us on Facebook, infinityrollerderby.com,
Okay.
on Instagram @infinityrollerderby.com, and then our website, infinityrollerderby.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I am Tara Cardinal, and this is,
Smashley Wild.
and we'll see you next time.